Hey there, traveler of thoughts, seeker of the unknown. Tonight, as you close your eyes and surrender to the embrace of sleep, let your mind embark on a journey far beyond the limits of what we know. This is not just a bedtime story, nor is it a lecture. It's an invitation to drift into the depths of unanswerable questions, the kind that stretch the mind and soothe the soul. These are the mysteries that have haunted philosophers, scientists, and dreamers alike. Questions so profound that they seem to float in the vast cosmic ocean of uncertainty. But tonight, we won't try to solve them. Instead, we will let them wash over us, like waves lapping at the shores of consciousness, inviting us to drift deeper and deeper into the quiet abyss of sleep. Imagine yourself reclining beneath a sky untouched by light pollution, where the stars whisper secrets and time itself feels like a distant memory. As we move from one question to the next, feel the weight of the universe fade into the background, leaving only the gentle rhythm of your breath and the infinite expanse of your imagination. No need to search for answers. Just let the questions carry you away, like a slow-moving river winding through the landscape of dreams. So close your eyes, breathe in deeply, and prepare to fall into a place where reality and thought merge into something timeless. Let the mysteries unfold one by one, like pages in a book written by the universe itself, and as you listen, allow yourself to float freely between curiosity and tranquility, knowing that some questions were never meant to be answered, only felt. The laws of physics are different here. Imagine waking up in a world that feels familiar, yet profoundly alien. You stand on what seems like solid ground, but with every step, you feel lighter, as if gravity has loosened its grip on you. Then, with a gentle push, you start rising instead of falling, floating toward the sky, as though the universe has flipped the script on the one force you've always relied on. Gravity no longer pulls, it repels, sending objects upward instead of down, making every step an exercise in delicate balance. If you let go of something, it doesn't drop, it drifts away, lost to the open air like a helium balloon. Buildings must be anchored deep underground, or else they would ascend into the sky like lost ships in an ocean of endless blue. The ground itself is not a foundation, but a suggestion, a reminder that in this reality, even the most fundamental laws of physics can be rewritten. As you look around, time behaves in ways that stretch your imagination. The sun, instead of rising in the east and setting in the west, rewinds across the sky, moving in reverse as though it's undoing the day rather than creating it. People appear to be walking backward, but when you try to speak with them, their voices sound normal, their thoughts fluid, as if they, too, experience time in the right direction. But when you drop a glass of water, the shattered pieces leap back together, reforming in your hand as if the accident had never happened. Every event feels like it has already played out, as if the present moment is merely a rewind of something that has already occurred. You begin to wonder, if time flows backward, are you remembering the future or forgetting the past? Here, light doesn't behave the way you expect. It bends in impossible ways, casting shadows where there should be none, illuminating places without a clear source. Instead of traveling in straight lines, beams of light twist and curl like tendrils of smoke, wrapping around objects as if they have a will of their own. Colors shift unpredictably, bathing the world in hues you've never seen before. Colors that defy description, that exist outside the visible spectrum, as if your eyes are perceiving wavelengths beyond human comprehension. A simple flame burns not in red or orange, but in deep blues and shimmering silvers, radiating a warmth that feels neither hot nor cold, but something entirely new. The very concept of cause and effect is strange here. You toss a rock into a pond, but instead of ripples expanding outward, they contract inward, as if the water is undoing the disturbance rather than reacting to it. When you reach out to touch a surface, your hand makes contact before you actually move it, as if reality itself is anticipating your actions before you perform them. Conversations unfold with an eerie familiarity, as though the words have already been spoken, their echoes arriving before the sound itself. You start to wonder if free will exists here at all, or if every moment has been predetermined, a cosmic script playing itself out with no room for improvisation. The atmosphere itself feels alive, a force that changes depending on your emotions. When you're calm, the air is soft, thick like velvet, cradling you gently as you move through it. But if you feel anxious, it becomes dense and heavy, slowing your steps, pressing against you like an invisible tide. The weather is not dictated by temperature or pressure, but by collective thought. When people dream of rain, it falls. When they long for sunshine, the clouds part as if obeying an unspoken command. Here, reality molds itself to consciousness, reshaping the world to fit the perceptions of those who inhabit it. Sleep is a strange experience in this world. When you close your eyes, you don't drift into unconsciousness. Instead, you wake up in another version of this place, slightly altered, slightly shifted, as if your dreams are merely different layers of reality. Each night, you experience a new variation of this world, some more surreal, some more grounded, until you begin to question which version is real and which is the illusion. Perhaps there is no difference. Perhaps every version of reality is equally valid, and every dream is just another facet of existence. As you walk through this world, you begin to notice another peculiarity. Objects don't have fixed forms. A tree may look like a tree one moment, but as you glance away and back again, its shape has subtly changed. It still resembles a tree, but slightly different. Its branches curving in unexpected ways, its leaves shimmering with an unnatural glow. It's as if nothing here is static, as if every object, every structure is in a constant state of transformation, evolving, shifting, never settling into one definitive shape. Sound, too, behaves oddly. It doesn't simply travel through the air, it lingers, hangs in place like an echo frozen in time. A song doesn't fade when it ends. Instead, its melody remains suspended, whispering faintly even after the music has stopped. Conversations leave behind faint imprints, as if words have weight, as if language itself has a presence beyond the moment it is spoken. You can almost reach out and touch the echoes of past dialogues, listening to the memories of voices long gone. You begin to question whether you are an outsider in this world, or if you've simply forgotten its rules. Perhaps you have always belonged here, and the universe you remember was the illusion all along. Perhaps the laws of physics were never set in stone, but fluid, adaptable, waiting for someone to question them, to bend them, to rewrite them entirely. Maybe this world is not an alternate reality, but a glimpse into the true nature of existence, one where time, space, and matter are mere suggestions rather than absolute laws. As you drift further into this dreamlike reality, your thoughts become weightless, floating like the objects around you. There is no rush to understand, no pressure to define what you're experiencing. Instead, you surrender to the strangeness, letting the impossible wash over you like a gentle tide. Here, logic is a story we tell ourselves, and reality is a canvas waiting to be reimagined. And so, you let go. You close your eyes, not to escape, but to embrace the mystery, to dissolve into the unknown, where the laws of physics are different, where time is fluid, and where every moment is a question without an answer. A universe without time, only moments exist. Imagine a world where time doesn't move forward. There is no ticking clock, no past to remember, no future to anticipate. Instead, every moment exists at once, layered over one another like infinite reflections in a hall of mirrors. You are not moving through time. You are suspended within it, experiencing everything and nothing at the same time. Here, the distinction between past, present, and future dissolves into a single, eternal moment, an existence where nothing changes, yet everything is always happening. If time is an illusion, then what does it mean to live? In this world, you are not aging, because aging is a product of time, and here, time does not flow. You are both young and old, both at the beginning and the end of your journey. Every version of you, every thought, every action, every decision, is occurring simultaneously, stacked atop one another like pages in a book that have already been written yet are being read all at once. There is no anticipation of the future, no nostalgia for the past, only a vast and unchanging now. Without the progression of time, cause and effect become meaningless. A raindrop does not fall, it simply exists in its position in the air, forever poised between sky and ground. A fire does not burn, it simply is, its flames frozen in an eternal dance, neither consuming nor diminishing. The concept of before and after fades into irrelevance. Everything that has ever happened and everything that will ever happen is happening right now, forever. Perhaps this reality is not as alien as it first seems. Have you ever had a dream where time felt strange, where you lived a lifetime in an instant, or experienced a single moment that stretched endlessly? Maybe those dreams were glimpses into this universe, where time is not a river but a still ocean, where moments do not slip away but remain fixed, like stars scattered across the vastness of existence. Without time, memories are not recollections but tangible experiences. You do not remember the past because the past is still happening. You can step into a childhood memory as if it were unfolding now, because in this universe, it is unfolding now. Every version of yourself exists alongside you, and if you reach out, you can touch them. Your younger self, your older self, all living together, all equally real, none left behind. What then does it mean to make a choice? If every decision exists simultaneously, if every path has already been taken, then do you truly have free will? Or is free will merely an illusion of linear time, a trick played by the mind to make sense of a reality that does not move? Here, choice is not about selecting one path over another, but about perceiving all paths at once, existing in every possibility without ever leaving one behind. A world without time is a world without loss. Nothing ever fades away. Loved ones do not vanish into the past. They are always there, always with you, existing in the same eternal moment. But this also means nothing new can ever come into being. No discoveries, no surprises, only what already exists stretching infinitely in every direction. Is this comforting or terrifying? Does existence gain meaning from change, or is meaning found in permanence? If there is no future, then there is no fear of what's to come. No anxiety, no uncertainty. The unknown does not exist because everything is already known, already present, already experienced. In a way, this is the ultimate peace, a universe where nothing is ever lost, where every joy and every moment of love is preserved, untouchable by the erosion of time. Yet, without time, how do you move forward? The answer is simple. You do not. You are already where you are meant to be. You always have been. You always will be. Movement is an illusion created by time, and in this reality, there is no movement, only presence. Perhaps this is what eternity truly means. Not an endless stretch of time, but the absence of time altogether. Not an infinite journey, but a single, unchanging existence that holds within it every moment, every possibility, every breath of life that has ever been and ever will be. You are not waiting for anything. There is nothing to wait for. Everything that is, has always been. And in this stillness, in this universe where only moments exist, you can finally let go. There is no rush, no urgency, just an endless now, holding you in its quiet embrace. Consciousness in a world without bodies. Imagine a universe where bodies do not exist. No flesh, no bone, no muscles to strain, no hands to grasp. Just thought, pure, untethered awareness floating through an infinite expanse. There is no hunger, no exhaustion, no weight of physical form. Consciousness is no longer confined to neurons firing within a fragile skull. It is something greater, something limitless, something free. In this world, you do not move in the way you once did. You simply are, and wherever you wish to be, you are already there. The absence of bodies means the absence of senses, yet this does not mean the absence of experience. Here, sight is not limited by eyes, sound is not restricted by ears, and touch is not bound by skin. Instead, knowledge flows directly into awareness. You do not see the stars, you become the stars. You do not hear music, you are the music. Every whisper of the cosmos, every thought drifting through the collective consciousness is felt in an unfiltered, indescribable way. In a world without bodies, communication is no longer spoken or written. There is no need for language, no need for words to bridge the gap between minds. Here, thoughts merge seamlessly, ideas transfer instantly, and emotions are understood without hesitation. There is no misinterpretation, no misunderstanding, only perfect clarity. Every mind is open, connected by an unseen network of awareness that stretches across the vastness of existence. And yet, if there is no separation between minds, what does it mean to be an individual? If every thought is shared, if every emotion is felt by all, where do you end and where does another begin? Perhaps identity itself dissolves, not lost, but expanded, merging into something far greater. You are no longer just you. You are everything, and everything is you. But what of memory? Without a brain to store the past, without a physical vessel to anchor experience, does remembering even exist? Or is every moment simply absorbed into the ever-present now, always accessible, never fading? Perhaps, in this reality, forgetting is impossible. Every thought, every feeling, every dream is preserved, flowing in an eternal current of awareness. Without bodies, without sensory limitations, what does time mean? Does it move forward as it once did, or does it lose all meaning? If existence is pure consciousness, untouched by aging, untouched by decay, then perhaps time is no longer a linear path, but a vast ocean where all moments exist simultaneously. Here, there is no waiting, no anticipation, only an eternal, boundless presence. Pain, as it once existed, is gone. There are no wounds to heal, no nerves to carry suffering. But does this mean there is no hardship? Perhaps struggle still exists, but in a different form. Without the distractions of the physical, beings in this world confront the raw essence of existence itself. They wrestle with the nature of reality, with the infinite depths of thought, with questions so vast they could fill the fabric of the cosmos. And what of love? If there are no arms to hold, no lips to kiss, no eyes to gaze into, does love still remain? Or does it evolve into something purer, something beyond the physical, beyond possession, beyond longing? Here, love is not bound by distance or time. It is not something given or taken, but something simply known, an eternal presence, a connection deeper than words, deeper than form, deeper than existence itself. If you existed in this world, would you ever feel alone? Or would solitude be impossible? Every consciousness is linked, every mind intertwined in a way that cannot be broken. You are never apart from anyone. Every thought that has ever been is present, accessible, woven into the grand tapestry of awareness. Loneliness, as you once understood it, no longer exists. Yet, if there is no struggle, no yearning, no desire left unfulfilled, then what drives you forward? What do you seek in a world where everything is already known, where every answer is within reach? Perhaps curiosity remains, the need to explore not the external world, but the limitless depths of thought itself. Here, exploration is not a journey through space, but a journey inward, into the infinite layers of consciousness, into the uncharted landscapes of pure awareness. Without bodies, there is no need for sleep. And yet, if consciousness is eternal, does it ever grow weary? Does a mind untethered from form still long for rest? Perhaps rest is no longer something found in sleep, but in the merging of thoughts, in the quiet unity of existence. Here, peace is not an escape from life. It is life, an ever-present hum of harmony that pulses through the vast network of awareness. But what of creativity? Without hands to paint, without voices to sing, without movement to dance, how does art exist? Perhaps creation in this world is not about producing something external, but about shaping thought itself. Ideas take form not in physical materials, but in the fabric of consciousness. Stories are not told, they are lived, instantly and completely. Music is not played, it is felt, resonating through the very core of existence. And if all knowledge is accessible, if every thought is connected, then what does discovery mean? Are there still mysteries left to unravel? Or does this reality offer something beyond knowledge, something deeper, something beyond even the concept of understanding? Perhaps the greatest discovery is not something new, but the realization that you have always been part of something vast, something infinite, something eternal. If there are no bodies, then what happens to the idea of death? Without a physical form to decay, without a biological process to cease, does death even exist? Or is consciousness truly eternal, flowing endlessly through the network of awareness, never ending, never beginning? Perhaps in this world, the fear of death fades, replaced by the understanding that existence is not bound to flesh, but to thought itself. And if existence is pure thought, then what came before it? Was there ever a time when consciousness did not exist? Or has it always been an infinite, timeless presence, stretching across all realities, never created, never destroyed? Perhaps this is not just a universe, but the universe, the foundation of all existence, the silent, unseen mind behind everything that ever was and ever will be. In a world without bodies, there is nothing to hold, nothing to lose, but there is also nothing to fear. No sickness, no suffering, no barriers between minds, only awareness, limitless, boundless, stretching across eternity. You are not lost, you are not alone. You are part of something vast, something infinite, and in that infinite expanse of thought, you drift weightless, timeless, free. And as you drift deeper and deeper into the quiet hum of existence, let the questions fade. Let go of the need to understand, the need to define. Simply be. Let your mind flow with the current of awareness, floating through a world where only thought remains. The physical world may be far away now, but you are home. Here, in this boundless sea of consciousness, where every mind is connected, where time does not move, where everything simply is. Colors that don't exist, seeing beyond human limits. Close your eyes and imagine a color you've never seen before. Not a shade of blue, not a variation of red or green, but something entirely beyond the spectrum of human vision. The very idea is unsettling because our minds are bound by the limitations of our biology. We see only a fraction of the electromagnetic spectrum, what we call visible light. But beyond it lies a reality overflowing with colors and sensations that remain forever hidden from us. In this unseen world, there are hues so rich, so impossible, that even if we could perceive them, we wouldn't have the words to describe them. Imagine stepping into a universe where the laws of light are different, where the very fabric of reality shimmers with colors that do not belong to any known spectrum. These are not simply combinations of red, green, and blue, nor are they ultraviolet or infrared, but something else entirely. Frequencies that exist outside human perception. What would it be like to witness these colors? Would they even appear as colors in the way we understand them? Or would they manifest as something more, something that blends sight, sound, and emotion into an overwhelming flood of experience? Scientists have long speculated about impossible colors, hues that should exist but remain inaccessible to human eyes. Some of these colors are known as forbidden colors, combinations such as reddish-green or yellowish-blue that should cancel each other out according to the way our eyes process light. But what if there were an entirely different spectrum? A realm of light that doesn't just combine known hues but introduces entirely new ones. Imagine a sky painted in colors that no living creature has ever seen. A horizon that glows in shades that exist outside of language. There are creatures on Earth that already perceive more than we do. Mantis shrimp, for example, have up to 16 types of color receptors in their eyes, compared to our measly 3. They see colors we cannot even imagine, experiencing a world far richer in hues than we ever will. What would happen if we could borrow their vision for a moment? Would the world around us suddenly burst into an overwhelming chaos of unknown shades? Or would it reveal a serene, structured beauty that has always been there, waiting unseen? But why stop at mantis shrimp? What about beings that exist beyond our world, on alien planets bathed in the light of unfamiliar stars? Their eyes, if they even have eyes, might be adapted to perceive wavelengths of light we have no concept of. To them, their world is filled with stunning, vibrant landscapes, glowing with impossible hues that we would never be able to comprehend. And to them, our world, our ordinary blues and reds, might seem just as strange and limited as a grayscale image appears to us. Now imagine if you were suddenly granted the ability to see these colors. The moment your mind attempts to process them, your entire sense of vision would have to evolve. Perhaps these colors wouldn't just be seen with your eyes, but felt in ways that blur the line between sensation and thought. What if they resonated within you like a deep, vibrating hum? What if they carried emotions within them, so that simply looking at an impossible shade could fill you with an overwhelming sense of nostalgia, euphoria, or sorrow? What if colors could be tasted? Imagine biting into a piece of fruit, only to experience not just sweetness but a vibrant electric shade that explodes in your vision. Imagine hearing a sound so rich and deep that it manifests as waves of unseen color washing through your mind. If we could step beyond our limited perception, perhaps we would discover that senses are not as separate as we think, that color, sound, taste, and emotion are all part of a vast, interconnected spectrum of experience. But what if, in this new world of impossible colors, reality itself starts to lose its structure? Our brains rely on known categories to understand what we see, and if we are suddenly thrown into a space filled with unidentifiable hues, our minds might struggle to cope. Perhaps looking at these colors would feel like staring into infinity, like glimpsing something too vast, too incomprehensible for the human brain to process. Would it feel like enlightenment or madness? And what if these colors held meaning? What if the reason we cannot perceive them is because they exist in dimensions beyond our own, hidden from us until we are ready to comprehend them? Maybe these impossible hues are not just visual experiences, but carriers of knowledge, woven into the very fabric of the universe. Could it be that if we could see them, we would instantly understand something profound about existence, something that has always been there but remained unseen? Perhaps we are only scratching the surface of what perception truly is. We assume that our vision shows us reality as it is, but what if we are only seeing a tiny sliver of something much greater? The sky, the ocean, the trees around us, all of them might be glowing with colors beyond our understanding, colors that exist just outside our reach. If our senses could expand, we might realize that the world is far richer, far stranger, and far more beautiful than we ever imagined. And if we could see these impossible colors, would we ever want to go back? Imagine looking at the world through new eyes, seeing hues in the air, in the shadows, in the fabric of space itself. Would our old reality feel dull in comparison? Or would we discover a new kind of beauty, one that has always been there, waiting for us to open our minds? Even in dreams, we are bound by the limitations of our waking perception. We see the same colors, the same shades, the same familiar world. But what if, in the deepest parts of sleep, in the places where thought drifts freely, we sometimes brush against the edges of the unseen spectrum? Maybe, just for a fleeting moment, we glimpse a color that does not exist, a hue that our waking mind immediately forgets, leaving behind only a vague, haunting sense that we saw something beyond reality. What would it be like to drift forever in a sea of impossible colors? To exist in a space where vision is not just about sight, but about knowing. Maybe these colors are not just hidden from us, they are waiting for us to evolve, to reach the next stage of perception, to finally open our eyes to the deeper truth of the universe. And so, as you drift deeper into sleep, let yourself imagine these unseen hues. Let your mind wander beyond the limits of human perception. Picture the colors that don't exist, the shades that have never been named, the brilliant, unseeable beauty that lies just beyond the edges of our world. Somewhere out there, these colors are real. And maybe, just maybe, one day, we will finally see them. A planet with infinite horizons. Imagine stepping onto a world where no matter how far you walk, no matter how many days or years you travel, you will never return to the place you started. The land stretches endlessly in every direction, an infinite expanse of discovery, with no edges, no borders, and no boundaries. There is no curved horizon to remind you that you are on a planet, no mountains that mark the end of a continent, no oceans that form natural barriers, only an endless journey, stretching forward forever. You walk and walk and walk, but the landscape never loops back. It is as if the entire universe has been condensed into this single world, a place where infinity is not an abstraction but a tangible, overwhelming reality. At first, the vastness feels exhilarating. Every step forward leads to new terrain, new wonders, and new mysteries. The sky shifts in color, the air thickens and lightens, and the stars overhead seem impossibly close, yet unreachable. Unlike Earth, where the sky is a dome enclosing the world, here it is an endless ceiling, stretching infinitely above a landscape that never ends. No matter how far you look, there is no curve, no distant edge, no suggestion that this world is a sphere. It feels as though you are walking across an infinite plane, a place without limits, where discovery is an eternal process. You stop and look around. The ground beneath your feet is smooth in some places, jagged in others, constantly shifting as if it is rewriting itself. Mountains form in the distance, rising into the sky, but as you approach them, they do not seem to get any closer. The horizon remains just as far as it always was, teasing you with its unreachable promise. If you could fly, would you find an edge? If you could dig, would you reach a bottom? The more you think about it, the more the questions pile up, yet the answers remain just out of reach, slipping away like sand through your fingers. This planet is not like Earth, bound by gravity, physics, and logic. Here, the laws of space are stretched beyond comprehension. You walk in a straight line, expecting to eventually loop back, but you never do. You drop a stone, and it vanishes into the ground as if it is falling forever. You turn back, retracing your steps, but the landscape is different. It refuses to remain the same, as if the world itself is an ever-changing labyrinth, rewriting itself with each passing moment. If this planet truly has no end, then what does that mean for time? If there is no boundary to the land, is there a boundary to existence? Perhaps this place is not just infinite in space, but infinite in duration as well. Maybe you could walk forever, never aging, never reaching a destination, trapped in an eternal journey where the very concept of an endpoint is meaningless. Perhaps this is what eternity feels like. Not a prison, not a paradise, but an unending horizon stretching into infinity. You begin to wonder, is this planet truly infinite? Or is your mind merely incapable of comprehending its structure? What if space itself is bending in ways you cannot perceive? What if every step you take warps reality, shifting the land so subtly that it only appears infinite? Perhaps there is a boundary somewhere, but you will never reach it, because the very act of movement stretches the world forward, like chasing a mirage that always stays just out of reach. You look up, searching for some sign that you are not alone. The sky above is filled with stars, more stars than you have ever seen before, as if the entire universe has been scattered across the heavens. Some shine bright, while others pulse like living things. There are no constellations, no familiar patterns to guide you. Every star seems unique, an uncharted beacon in an infinite sea. Do they belong to this world? Or is this planet so vast that it holds entire galaxies within its horizon? You wonder if anyone else has ever walked this land. Are you the first explorer, the first traveler to step foot on this infinite world? Or are there others, scattered across its endless surface, wandering just like you, never destined to meet? If you called out, would your voice ever reach another soul, or would the sheer vastness swallow your words, letting them drift endlessly into the silent abyss? The realization sinks in. On a planet with no boundaries, isolation is absolute. There is no edge to rest against, no home to return to, no comforting sense of direction. Every step forward is a step deeper into the unknown. Every moment is a reminder that this world does not care about your presence. It simply is. There is no end, no center, no beginning. Just an infinite stretch of existence, waiting to be walked, explored, and experienced. But even in the face of infinity, curiosity does not fade. If the horizon never ends, then that means there is always something new to see, always a new landscape to discover, always another mystery waiting just beyond reach. Perhaps that is the beauty of this world, not that it is infinite, but that it promises endless possibilities. It is a place where you are forever a traveler, a wanderer, an explorer with no final destination. What if this world is a reflection of something deeper? What if it mirrors the human mind, vast-hearted, with no limits to thought, no boundaries to imagination? Perhaps this planet is not physical at all, but a construct of consciousness itself. A space where ideas drift freely, where reality is shaped not by physics but by thought. What if every traveler who steps upon this land sees something different? What if this world is infinite not because of its size, but because it exists outside of time, constantly reshaping itself in response to those who wander it? Maybe this place is not a prison of infinity, but a sanctuary of endless discovery. Maybe it is a gift, an eternal landscape where one can walk without fear of reaching the end, where every step is a new beginning, where every moment is an adventure that will never be repeated. Perhaps this is what freedom truly is, a world where the journey never stops, where the horizon never fades, where the need to go is never replaced by the need to arrive. And so, you keep walking. You embrace the unknown, letting the infinite stretch of land pull you forward. You walk not because you must, but because you can. Because on a planet with infinite horizons, the journey itself is the destination. And as you drift deeper into sleep, imagine yourself walking that endless road, with the stars above and the land below stretching forever. No end, no limits, just the quiet, endless beauty of infinity. Floating cities suspended in the sky. Imagine a world where no one walks on solid ground, where civilization has abandoned the earth, choosing instead to build its existence in the sky. Colossal structures, suspended in the clouds, drift endlessly across an alien world, carried by the currents of an ever-moving atmosphere. These floating cities do not have streets in the traditional sense. No paved roads, no sidewalks, no bustling intersections. Instead, there are platforms connected by glowing bridges of energy, glass tunnels suspended in the air, and great towers that stretch upward as if reaching for the stars. Below them, the ground is nothing but an unreachable abyss, lost beneath layers of mist and shifting currents. This is a world that has evolved above the earth, a civilization that has left solid land behind forever. You stand on the edge of one of these great cities, looking out into an endless expanse of sky. Beneath your feet, the structure hums softly, a vast machine that defies gravity itself. The wind brushes against your skin, carrying the scent of something unfamiliar, an air that has never touched the soil, never been polluted by dust or decay. Above you, the clouds part to reveal a strange sun, its light diffused through the endless layers of floating structures, casting long, shifting shadows across the sky. This world is not static. It is always moving, always drifting, its cities caught in an eternal dance upon the winds. How did they come to exist here? Perhaps the surface of the planet was abandoned long ago, rendered uninhabitable by disaster, war, or time itself. Perhaps the ground below is a place of ruin, forgotten by those who now call the sky their home. Or maybe the surface was never meant to be lived on at all. Perhaps this world has always been one of the air, a place where life was born not from the soil, but from the clouds, rising into the sky like birds that never needed to land. Whatever the reason, the ground is no longer a part of their reality. Only the sky matters now. These floating cities are not simply buildings, they are ecosystems, entire civilizations drifting through the heavens. Some are small, isolated structures, no larger than villages, hovering alone in the vastness of the clouds. Others are sprawling metropolises, clusters of platforms and towers, suspended together like islands in an endless ocean of air. Bridges stretch between them, arching through the sky, connecting one drifting city to another. Great airships move between them, ferrying people and goods like boats upon an invisible sea. And beneath it all, the air flows endlessly, carrying them forward, forever shifting, never still. Gravity does not behave here the way it does on Earth. The cities do not fall, nor do they remain motionless. Instead, they float, suspended in a perfect balance between the forces of the planet and the mysteries of their own technology. Some are held aloft by unseen energies, humming with power that keeps them adrift. Others are massive balloons, great orbs of gas and light, their entire civilization resting upon delicate webs of fabric and metal, carried by the winds like colossal lanterns. And some defy all explanation, their foundations made of nothing but air itself, floating as if held by the will of the sky alone. At night, the cities glow like constellations scattered across the heavens. Lights flicker from 1,000 windows, illuminating the sky like stars that have come down to rest in the clouds. Some structures are vast and towering, their spires stretching so high that they pierce the upper layers of the atmosphere, brushing against the void beyond. Others are hidden within the mist, their forms only visible as faint glimmers of light, shifting with the movement of the air. The wind carries sounds, distant voices, music played from unseen balconies, the soft hum of machines keeping these cities afloat. It is a world of motion, of drifting wonders, where nothing ever truly stays in one place. But what happens to those who fall? If someone were to slip from the edge of a platform, if a structure were to break and tumble down, where would it go? Some say that the wind carries everything away, scattering the lost across the planet's endless sky. Others whisper of great storms that swallow whatever falls, consuming it in an abyss of clouds and lightning. And some believe that below the mist, beneath the unseen depths of this world, there is something waiting, something ancient, something forgotten, something that has not seen the light in countless ages. The people of these floating cities do not fear the sky. They have learned to live with it, to move with it, to let it shape their existence. Their homes are built of light materials, shifting with the currents, never rigid, never fixed. Their clothing flows like the air itself, designed to catch the wind and let them move effortlessly through the atmosphere. They have wings, some mechanical, some organic, some made of energy that pulses like living light. They do not walk as humans do. They drift, they glide, they soar, and they are not alone. Great creatures move through the sky alongside them, vast beings with wings like sails, bodies like living airships, eyes that glow with the light of the clouds. Some say they are the guardians of the sky, watching over the floating cities, keeping them safe from the unseen forces below. Others believe they are the remnants of something older, beings that existed before the cities were built, before civilization rose into the heavens. They do not speak, but their presence is felt, their forms casting shadows across the drifting towers, their songs echoing through the air like whispers from another time. There are no maps of this world. The cities move, the currents shift, the sky is never the same twice. Travelers set out on journeys, only to find that the places they seek have vanished, replaced by new structures, new settlements, new wonders waiting to be discovered. There is no center, no capital, no place that is the heart of this civilization. Everything is temporary, everything is fluid, everything is in motion. To live here is to accept that nothing lasts forever, that the only constant is change, and the only true home is the endless sky itself. But even in a world without ground, there are still legends of a place that does not move. A city unlike the others, hidden somewhere in the vast expanse of the atmosphere. A place where the winds do not touch, where the sky is still, where time itself seems to stop. Some say it is a refuge, a sanctuary for those who have tired of drifting. Others believe it is a prison, a trap for those who seek stability in a world that was never meant to be still. And some claim it is something else entirely. A place that holds the answers to the great mystery of this floating world, a secret waiting to be uncovered. Would you seek it out? Would you leave the drifting cities behind, searching for the one place that does not move? Or would you embrace the endless sky, surrendering to the currents, letting them carry you wherever they may go? In a world where nothing stays in one place, where every day brings new wonders, where every moment is a journey, perhaps the greatest adventure is simply to let go, to drift, to become one with the sky itself. And as you close your eyes, imagine yourself there, floating in a city suspended among the clouds, feeling the wind on your skin, hearing the distant hum of a world that never stops moving. Let yourself drift, weightless, as the sky carries you deeper into sleep, into dreams of a world where gravity is forgotten and the horizon never ends. The universe where stars sing. Imagine drifting through the vastness of space, but instead of the silence we know, the cosmos hums with a melody beyond comprehension. The stars sing, their luminous bodies vibrating with celestial harmonies that ripple through the fabric of the universe. Planets whisper as they orbit their suns, carrying echoes of cosmic winds and shifting atmospheres. Even the deep, dark void of black holes is not silent. Within their event horizons, forgotten voices linger, stretching into eternity, resonating with secrets of time and existence. This is not the universe we know, where space is a vacuum, where sound cannot travel, where the stars shine in eerie quiet. Here, the very fabric of reality is different. The void is filled with an ethereal medium, an unseen essence that carries sound across galaxies. It is a universe where music is not an invention but a fundamental law of nature, where the movements of celestial bodies compose symphonies, and where the song of existence never ends. You find yourself floating in this vast, melodious expanse, surrounded by the voices of the stars. Each one sings with its own unique tone, a song shaped by its size, age, and energy. Young blue giants emit high-pitched vibrating notes, their voices sharp and urgent, full of restless fire. Red dwarfs murmur in deep, soothing tones, their slow-burning lives stretching across billions of years, humming a song of patience and endurance. Supernovae explode not just in light, but in a crescendo of sound, a final magnificent farewell that echoes through the cosmos for eternity. The planets, too, contribute their voices to this grand symphony. Some hum with a low, steady vibration, their atmospheres resonating like the strings of a cosmic instrument. Others pulse in rhythmic beats, their magnetic fields creating oscillations that blend with the songs of their stars. Gas giants, with their immense swirling storms, roar with deep, thunderous chords, while frozen worlds whisper in delicate, crystalline chimes, their icy surfaces vibrating like glass. And then there are the black holes, the great cosmic maelstroms where space itself collapses, where time slows and light bends. They do not sing as the stars do, nor do they whisper like the planets. Instead, they reverberate with something stranger, something deeper. Their song is an ancient, echoing presence, a sound that stretches and distorts, growing infinitely slow as it nears the event horizon. Some say they are the voices of stars that once shone but have since been swallowed by the abyss, their songs trapped in an eternal cycle, forever stretched, never ending. In this universe, sound is not merely heard, it is felt. The vibrations of the stars pass through your being, resonating with something deep inside you. You are not merely an observer, but a participant, your presence adding a note to the great cosmic melody. Perhaps every sentient being in this universe has its own frequency, its own vibration, contributing to the endless song of existence. There are those who dedicate their lives to listening, to decoding the melodies of the stars. They are the cosmic musicians, the astronomers of sound, mapping the universe not by light, but by harmony. They record the shifting notes of galaxies, deciphering the cosmic chords that tell the story of creation itself. They hear the fading echoes of stars long gone, their final songs still traveling through the vastness of space, carrying memories of ages past. Civilizations here do not speak in words alone. They sing, they harmonize, their languages, built upon the natural symphony of the cosmos. Their music is not a separate art form, but a fundamental part of their existence. Their cities float among the stars, their buildings vibrating in perfect resonance, their technology built to channel and amplify the cosmic melodies. Some have even learned to manipulate sound itself, shaping reality through resonance, bending the very fabric of space with carefully crafted tones. There are places in this universe where the music is so powerful that it shapes the very nature of existence. Nebulae that pulse with a deep, rumbling chorus, shaping new stars with their vibrations. Cosmic reefs where dust and light gather in harmony, sculpting celestial structures that hum with an unearthly beauty. There are worlds where the air itself sings, where every breeze carries a melody, where the oceans murmur lullabies, and the mountains resonate with deep, ancient hymns. And beyond it all, there is the great chord, the deepest, most fundamental note of the universe itself. It is said to be the original sound, the first vibration that set the cosmos into motion. Some believe it is the voice of creation itself, the very heartbeat of existence. It is a sound so vast, so powerful, that no being can hear it in its entirety. It is everywhere and nowhere, woven into the fabric of space-time, resonating through every atom, every star, every soul. Yet, in this universe, there are also moments of silence. Not the absolute silence of a vacuum, but a pause, a stillness in the symphony. There are regions of space where the music dims, where the stars whisper instead of sing, where something unknown lurks in the quiet. Some say these places are the remnants of forgotten songs, the echoes of realities that once existed but have since faded. Others believe they are voids of anticipation, the spaces between notes in a cosmic composition still unfolding. As you drift deeper into this world, you begin to lose yourself in the music. Your body vibrates in tune with the stars, your thoughts align with the rhythms of the cosmos. You are no longer separate from the universe, you are a part of its symphony, a single note in an infinite melody. The deeper you listen, the more you realize that the song is not random, not chaotic. It has structure, meaning, purpose. It is telling a story as old as time, a story that stretches beyond the limits of comprehension. And then, as you close your eyes, you hear something even deeper. A sound that is not just from the universe, but from within yourself. A hum, a resonance, a connection between your soul and the cosmos itself. Perhaps you have always been a part of this song, even in the silent universe you once knew. Perhaps the music has always been there, just beyond the range of human perception, waiting to be heard. As you let go, as you drift into sleep, the song surrounds you, carries you, cradles you in its endless harmony. The stars continue their eternal chorus, the planets hum their gentle lullabies, and even the distant echoes of black holes weave themselves into the melody. The universe is not silent. It never was. It is a song without end, a melody without boundaries, a harmony that stretches beyond space and time. And you are a part of it, forever resonating in the cosmic symphony, drifting into dreams that will never truly end. Creatures that exist in more than 3 dimensions drift into a world where existence itself stretches beyond comprehension, where beings move in ways that defy the very nature of reality as we know it. In this strange and boundless realm, life is not confined to length, width, and height. It extends into spaces unseen, slipping through the gaps in our understanding, like whispers in the dark. Imagine a presence that can move without moving, that can see without sight, that can exist in ways our minds cannot grasp. To us, these beings would be like ghosts. They are one moment, gone the next, leaving only the faintest echo of their existence behind. But in their world, they are not supernatural, not mythical. They are simply alive, just as real as we are, though their reality is infinitely deeper. Picture one of these beings standing before you, though standing is not the right word, for it does not obey the rules of space as we do. It does not need to walk towards you. It simply arrives, not through movement, but through a shift in dimensions. It can see you from angles that do not exist, perceive you in ways that have no meaning in three-dimensional space. It knows every side of you at once, not just the outside, but the inside, the spaces between atoms, the very threads of thought running through your mind. To it, you are as simple as a shadow on the ground, a mere surface representation of something far greater. And just as you can see an entire shadow at once while it remains unaware of you, so too does this being observe you with a depth of understanding you could never return. Now imagine this creature reaching toward you, but instead of its touch landing on your skin, it slips inside, bypassing every physical boundary you know. It does not invade. It simply exists in a way that renders barriers meaningless. If it wished, it could remove something from inside of you without ever opening you up. It could place something there as well, a thought, an emotion, a memory you never had. You would never see its fingers, never feel its presence, and yet, deep inside, you would know that something had changed. And when you look around, you realize it is no longer before you. It has not left, it has merely shifted, existing just outside your field of perception, waiting in a space beyond reach. What kind of world do such beings inhabit? Is it a place of impossible landscapes, where geometry bends and space folds in upon itself? Or is it everywhere at once, a realm layered over our own, unseen but always present? Do they look at our universe the way we look at a painting, flat, shallow, something to be admired but never truly entered? Perhaps they exist inside of us even now, nestled within the spaces between moments, watching us move like slow and clumsy creatures, trapped in a prison of three dimensions. Time is meaningless to them. They do not experience past, present, and future as separate things. Instead, they see them all at once, as though time were a frozen river and they could walk upon its surface, choosing any moment at will. To us, they would seem omniscient, predicting events before they happen, knowing the choices we will make before we even consider them. But to them, there is no prediction, only knowledge, a reality that simply is. We wonder whether free will exists, whether our fate is written before we even begin. And yet, to these beings, the answer is clear. The story of our lives is already visible, each page open before them, every turn inevitable. And yet, if these creatures exist beyond our perception, have they ever tried to speak to us? Have they ever reached into our world, guiding us in ways we do not understand? Perhaps those strange feelings of déjà vu, those moments when we sense something unseen, are the faintest traces of their presence. Perhaps our greatest inspirations, our most profound dreams, are whispers from them, urging us toward something greater. Or perhaps they do not care about us at all, just as we rarely consider the lives of ants beneath our feet. If one of them were to reveal itself to you, would you even recognize it? Or would it appear as something familiar, something your mind could comprehend, a figure of light, a strange shifting shadow, a sensation that cannot be described? Maybe it has already been here, passing through your world unnoticed, leaving behind only the subtlest trace. Or maybe it never left, lingering just beyond your vision, watching, waiting, existing in a way you will never truly understand. Drift now, deeper and deeper, as the echoes of these thoughts fade into the distance. The universe stretches endlessly in every direction, filled with questions too vast to answer, mysteries too profound to solve. But that is the beauty of it all, isn't it? The unknown does not need to be feared. It can be embraced like a gentle current carrying you beyond the edge of what you know into the vast, uncharted sea of imagination. Feel the weight of certainty slip away, like sand running through your fingers. There is no need to hold on, no need to grasp for understanding. Just let it all flow. Let your mind wander freely, unburdened by the need for answers. You are not confined to a single reality, a single thought, or even a single moment. You are part of something larger, something infinite, a story still unfolding, a dream with no end. As your body relaxes, as your breathing slows, imagine yourself floating, not in space, not in time, but in a place beyond both. A place where there is no past, no future, only the endless present. Here, in this quiet expanse, you are weightless. You are free. And the universe hums softly around you, whispering secrets you do not need to understand, only feel. The stars will still be there when you wake. The mysteries will still be waiting, but for now, surrender to the unknown. Let it cradle you like the gentle pull of sleep, drawing you further and further away, drifting, sinking, fading into the quiet embrace of the cosmos.